The next important term in wet bulb measurement in psychometry. Okay. So I am preparing a setup to measure wet bulb temperature. Wet bulb temperature. Already we have discussed what is wet bulb temperature. A temperature measured by a thermometer which is having weighted cloth over its bulb. Okay. And this is also temperature of moist air. Okay. Friends, just we construct a setup for the wet bulb temperature measurement. This is thermometer and this is bulb of thermometer and mercury is filled in its bulb. Now this bulb is wrapped with weighted cloth. Okay. This is setup. Again, we provide a makeup water connection. This is a makeup water that will provide all the time water in this cloth. Okay, makeup water. And later I will find temperature at which this makeup water is supplying to cloth. Friends, this setup is immersed in flowing moist air. So moist air entering and moist air leaving. Leaving moist air. Okay. And this is capillary for mercury movement and provide a scale. This is a scale. And friends, weighted cloth. This is a specific humidity of entering moist air. ये देखिए बाहर से स्टूडेंट इंटर कर रहा है सेशन में। आप लोग लिंक क्यों शेयर करते हैं? लिंक तो हिडन रहता है, क्यों डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए? क्योंकि मैं यहाँ एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता ना, तो उसको सेंड करके अपना कुछ समय खराब कर रहे हैं। आपको पता है मैं जो ना एक्सेप्ट करूंगा नहीं, मैं अभी ब्लॉक करता हूँ इसको। आएगा ही नहीं नोटिफिकेशन, नहीं करने का मेरे भाई, कर देंगे क्या? मैं एक्सेप्ट कर लूंगा ना, जब ये प्राइवेट है तो नहीं करूंगा, ओपन आता है तो करता हूँ। ओपन में मेरा दिल भी ओपन रहता है, प्राइवेट में मैं उतना ही प्राइवेट हो जाता हूँ। उसके बाद मैं केवल आपका होता हूँ. Entering moist air is having a specific humidity of omega and dVt of T. And definitely, friends, we are taking on saturated moist air. Okay. And friends, this is a water body. Wetted cloth is wetted wick or cloth is acting like a water body. And this is unsaturated moist air. Unsaturated entering moist air, which is having absolute humidity omega and dVt T, dVt dry water temperature. This entering moist air will take a very less amount of water vapor from a water body, which is wetted wick. So friends, its humidity and temperature are not going to change by big value. So we can assign a specific humidity and temperature same as entering moist air. This is the logic behind this. But in case of adiabatic saturator, we were provided a spray. A spray is acting like a system which is having larger area of contact with entering air. In this way, air became saturated. But here, water is trapped inside wetted cloth or wick, and this unsaturated moist air is flowing over wetted cloth and it is finding water body. But here we don't provide a situation like a spray, because a spray increases surface contact surface area between moist air and water. In that case, it can take huge amount of water vapor, but here water is trapped in a wetted wick and just this unsaturated moist is flowing over it. It is unsaturated, no doubt. It will activate vaporization process in order to add vapor into it because it is unsaturated. But here, a spray like arrangement is not provided, so a little amount of water vapor will enter into unsaturated moist air, and then friends, it will show less drop in temperature. In this way, we can neglect its humidity and temperature change. This is the logic of taking same humidity and temperature of even living moist air. Remember, this is not providing a situation like a spray in adiabatic saturator. A spray was acting like enhanced surface area, contact surface area between moist air and water body, but here this is not exactly same. So in this case, the change in humidity and temperature are almost negligible. So that I am taking humidity and temperature of living moist air as the humidity and temperature of entering moist air. But this body is continuously facing unsaturated moist air flowing over it. Okay, this will show a big change. Initially, the water in a wetted wick is taken from atmosphere, and this unsaturated moist air is also taken from atmosphere. So both are at the same temperature initially. Okay, this is unsaturated moist air. It will activate evaporation process, but evaporation requires latent heat of vaporization. Already, I have explained about wet bulb temperature measurement in previous live session, but here we are going to develop a mathematical expression to measure wet bulb temperature, so that I am repeating the thing once again. Okay, so friends, this is unsaturated moist air which is trying to flow over the water body. Here it is encountering with a water body, it will try to add water vapor into it in order to vaporize it latent heat of vaporization is required, but both are at the same temperature initially. So latent heat of vaporization for the vapor addition into this unsaturated moist air is taken from water body itself. So temperature of the water body starts decreasing. Okay, in the next flow, because this air is flowing over and it is also leaving, so fresh air, fresh unsaturated moist air is entering over this water body. Okay, here weighted wick is acting like a water body. In that case, this new, in the second phase, entering moist air will see less temperature of this water body. So it will try to send some amount of heat by convection mode of heat transfer in order to vaporize. But most of the heat is taken from water body itself in the second flow. So in this way, friends, this weighted wick temperature decreases further, and this is leaving out. Okay, again, same property moist air, unsaturated moist air is flowing over. In that case, it is finding more temperature difference. So it will increase its convection heat transfer because it requires latent heat of vaporization. So it increases uh, heat requirement, okay, contribution by convection mode of heat transfer. But again, some amount of heat required for vaporization of water vapor in this weighted wick is taken from water body itself. It means its temperature decreases. Again, unsaturated fresh moist air is entering and it is finding more temperature difference. So friends, latent heat requirement is satisfied by mostly due to this entering moist air. Due to temperature difference, because it is finding a greater temperature, a bigger temperature difference. Okay, and it is taking less amount of heat from itself. Again, its temperature decreases. When a steady state reached, in that case, total heat requirement to vaporize liquid water is satisfied by convection mode of heat transfer from fresh unsaturated moist air. And further, this vaporization process is not taking any amount of heat from a water body. In that case, its temperature remains constant. This is the case of a steady state. When a steady state reaches, its temperature remains constant. And that temperature measured by this thermometer is called wet bulb temperature of the moist air. Because this is property of moist air. If we change property of moist air, it will activate vaporization or it will not activate vaporization depending upon its unsaturation level. So its unsaturation level, unsaturation level of the moist air activates vaporization in a particular way. So friends, equilibrium temperature reached by this water body is different for different moist air flowing over it. So this is property of the moist air. Okay. So when a steady state is reached, the temperature recorded by this thermometer is called wet bulb temperature. At that time, temperature recorded by this thermometer is called wet bulb temperature. Yes. And this is showing unsaturation level of the moist air. Okay. Wet bulb temperature. Friends, the next step, addition, that is required to develop mathematical relationship for wet bulb temperature is very obvious. This is a water body and it is at temperature TW when a steady state condition is reached. Okay. So friends, this is a water body at temperature TW at steady state condition. And we know all liquid body has its water vapor at its surface. So friends, here this liquid body that is wetted wick has a water vapor in saturated condition. Here water vapor is completely saturated. And we know what is the meaning of saturation. The vapor pressure exerted by water vapor at the surface of wetted wick is PVS at TW. PVS at TW. Saturated vapor pressure at temperature TW. Because temperature of this body is TW, and we know here water vapor is saturated. That is, it is exerting partial pressure PVS, saturation vapor pressure corresponding to TW. And we know what is its meaning. This is TS diagram. Okay, and friends, this is a constant pressure line which is having saturation temperature or boiling point TW. This is saturation temperature. Okay, and friends, this is saturation pressure. Definitely, water vapor near the surface of a wetted wick is lying at this point. Its temperature is TW, and it is exerting pressure which kind of pressure? Saturated vapor pressure. So friends, this is the state of water vapor at the surface of wetted wick. This is the state on TS diagram for water vapor. Available at the surface of wetted wick. Okay, and here T is greater than TW, so that it is sending latent heat requirement by convection mode of heat transfer, because here there is a temperature difference, and if a temperature difference exists, heat transfer takes place. And here bulk fluid movement is involved, so the mode of heat transfer is convection. Okay, so by convection mode of heat transfer, it is transferring total amount of heat requirement to vaporize the water vapor, vaporize our liquid water in this wetted wick. Okay, and friends, when a steady state is reached, the temperature of wetted wick recorded by this thermometer is TW. This is called wet bulb temperature. And we know any water body has a vapor in saturated state at its surface. Okay, here water vapor is saturated. Saturated water vapor means corresponding to its temperature. This is the temperature TW of the water vapor at the surface of this water body. So this is temperature TW. So at TW from steam table or TS diagram, we have a saturation pressure for the state of water which is lying at saturated vapor line. This is saturated vapor line. So this state of water vapor is actually available at the surface of water body. Okay, and it is having temperature TW. Okay, so this is fundamental. Already we have discussed this thing many times in our previous live sessions. Okay, ये हमारा सेटअप था. अब हम इस पर जो है डिस्कशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. Okay, friends. Next important point.
हेलो सर.
Yes.
सर थोड़ा आवाज अजीब सा वो गूंज रहा है, थोड़ा माइक पास में अगर कर लेते तो.
Okay. अभी सही है? अभी आवाज सही है?
हाँ सर, अब थोड़ा सही है।
थोड़ा सा सही है, अपना थोड़ा सही कर लीजिए आप। और लोगों को भी कोई प्रॉब्लम है भाई?
हाँ।
किसी और स्टूडेंट को प्रॉब्लम था?
Yes, sir, somewhat echo type coming, sir.
इको, इको प्रॉब्लम?
Yes, sir.
ओके, यस,
Now okay, sir.
yes sir. Friends, here a thermometer which bulb is covered by weighted wick and immersed in flowing or blowing unsaturated moisture having temperature T. Which temperature? DVT. Temperature T and a specific humidity omega. Okay, a specific humidity omega. Now, friends, I write direct conclusion at a steady state. At a steady state, total latent heat requirement is supplied by, we are just finding a very important relation for our getting definition. At a steady state, total latent heat requirement of weighted wick is supplied by entering moisture. So, temperature of weighted wick. So, weighted wick is cooled to temperature of CW, and this is wet bulb temperature, and this is wet bulb temperature of entering moisture. And friends, it remains at the same temperature. Yes, at the same temperature, because latent heat requirement is supplied by entering moist air by convection mode of heat transfer, and vaporization is not taking any amount of heat from weighted wick itself. So temperature of weighted wick remains constant, and this is constant temperature measured by a thermometer covered by weighted wick at the same temperature. Okay, this is important point. At steady state, latent heat requirement of wetted wick is supplied by entering moist air. So wetted wick is equal to temperature of TW, WBT of entering moist air, and it remains at the same temperature further. Okay. Here, less amount of water vapor is being added. So temperature and humidity remain almost so temperature and humidity of living moist air remains almost constant. Okay. Or same as that of entering moist air. Entering moist air. I have some information about my dear students who belong South India. They need definition, hill definition also. Yes, I am providing definition for South students. He is very interested to get more and more content. Okay, it is good, not bad. So that I am writing. So friends, in short, I have explained about this setup. Also, the water vapor at the surface of wetted wick is in saturated condition. Okay, and friends, and it has temperature T, W, and a specific humidity omega W. Okay, this is temperature TW, and friends, humidity of moist air at the surface of water body is omega W. Okay. Friends, in this chapter, in this topic, we will choose TW as reference temperature. So again, I am providing this information. So reference temperature TW. Okay, because for the latent heat calculation, latent heat of vaporization, we require temperature, because latent heat of vaporization is varying with different saturation temperature. Here latent heat of vaporization is different. If this is pressure line and it has different temperature, and latent heat of vaporization is different. Latent heat of vaporization is defined with respect to temperature. So for correct use of latent heat of vaporization, we need temperature. And friends, here I am defining reference temperature for the latent heat vaporization, TW, that is wet bulb temperature. And definitely, temperature of the moist air at the surface of wetted wick is wet bulb temperature. जो अंदर temperature होगा वही यहाँ पर होगा. Thin layer at the surface of wetted wick is saturated, completely saturated. Okay, at temperature TW. Its temperature TW and humidity omega W. Definitely, friends, here temperature T is less than temperature TW is less than T. Temperature TW less than T, but humidity at the surface of water body, which is represented by omega W, greater than humidity of entering or leaving moist air. Yes, because here huge amount of water vapor is available. So humidity, vapor content at the surface of water body is greater than humidity of entering moist air. Here water vapor is saturated at temperature TW, and it has a specific humidity omega W. It is representing humidity at the surface of wetted wick. Okay, or humidity of water vapor or humidity of moist air at the surface of wetted wick when steady state condition is achieved by this wetted wick. Okay, remember अपना मेरे पास. Yes, friends, at a steady state, total latent heat of vaporization is equal to convection mode of heat transfer, convective heat transfer. Convective heat transfer. Okay. Convective heat transfer between entering moist air, and moist air at the surface of wetted wick. Hey, यार जाओ यार. बात ले आओ, घुस के लेना चाहिए तुमको. कहें पढ़ाते समय खाना नहीं बने. मेरे भाई चोरी स्टार्ट कर दिया. Convective heat transfer between entering moist air and moist air at the surface of wetted wick. Friends, these are two different reasons for heat transfer. Entering moist air and the moist air near the surface of water body or wetted wick. Here moist air is fully saturated. It has total water requirement. Okay, so these two different regions are interacting. It is supplying vapor and it is supplying. If it supplies vapor, the amount of vapor reduces, equilibrium is distorted. This water body will provide a vapor by vaporization. This is the way. Friends, here amount of water vapor is more. That is, here moist air is fully saturated. So here we have concentration difference. Concentration of vapor is higher here and concentration of vapor in the entering moist air is low. So due to concentration difference, mass transfer takes place. We will see in the topic of mass transfer. Mass transfer takes place due to concentration difference of a species. Heat transfer takes place due to temperature difference between reasons. Okay, but here friends, we have a temperature difference. So heat transfer here, higher temperature, lower temperature. Heat transfer takes place in this direction. That is, heat is transferring from moist air to weighted wick, and weighted wick is supplying vapor. And the mode of vapor supply is convection mode of vapor supply. Here the amount of vapor is more and amount of vapor is less, because here our moist air is fully saturated and here moist air is unsaturated. So friends, due to concentration difference of moist air, here mole fraction of water vapor in the moist air is higher than the mole fraction of water vapor in entering moist air. Mole fraction is a way to express concentration. So friends, here I am explaining concentration in term of mole fraction. Here mole fraction of water vapor is higher than the mole fraction of water vapor in entering moist air. We are getting concentration gradient. Higher amount of water vapor here and lower amount of water vapor here. Concentration gradient, and mole fraction is a unit to show concentration. So I am using mole fraction. Mole fraction of water vapor is higher at the surface of weighted wick, and mole fraction of water vapor in the entering moist air is lower. In this means it means here higher concentration is existing. So due to concentration difference, mass transfer takes place from higher concentration to lower concentration. So here we have mass transfer and heat transfer from entering moist air to weighted wick. Okay. So friends, total latent heat of vaporization is satisfied by convective mode of heat transfer between entering moist air and moist air at the surface of weighted wick. Okay, friends, this is the molar flux of water vapor. Molar flux, kg mole per second per meter square area. Kg mole per second per meter square area. Okay, molar flux, kg mole per second per meter square area. We need to multiply area. Now it becomes kg mole or k mole per second. If we multiply molecular weight of water vapor, it becomes kg per second. Okay, this is kg per second. This amount of water vapor is moving from surface to entering air. Okay, this is the amount of water vapor per unit time moving from high concentration zone to low concentration. High concentration is the region at the surface of weighted wick, and low concentration is this. So friends, this is a kg of total kg of water vapor which is transferring from high concentration region to low concentration region per second. So this is kg into latent heat of vaporization. This is kilojoule per kg. Latent heat of vaporization. Finally, we have kilojoule per second. This is the heat requirement for this molar flux. This is molar flux due to concentration gradient. I repeat once. Friends, this is molar flux. Molar flux, mole transfer rate per unit area. This is called molar flux. Its unit is k mole or kg mole per second per meter square area. Okay, and A is surface area of wick. Area of weighted wick in meter square. Dear friends, this is molecular weight of water vapor. Molecular weight of water vapor. Molecular weight of water vapor. Its unit kg per k mole. Now, friends, we require kg of water vapor which is evaporated. And friends, amount of evaporation from a liquid body is equal to amount of water vapor that moves due to concentration gradient from this surface. Because if some amount of water vapor moves from this region to this region, this is unsaturated, it is demanding water vapor. And here we have a sufficient water vapor because moist air at the surface of water body is in saturation condition. So amount of water vapor is higher at the surface of water body. Here we have a concentration gradient, and concentration gradient causes mass transfer. So amount of water vapor moves from this region to this region. If some amount of water vapor is moving from this region to this region, at the same instant, friends, we are getting distortion in equilibrium at this region with this body, because every body has tendency to maintain, liquid body has tendency to maintain a particular amount of water vapor, and here water vapor is moving due to concentration gradient. So here we are getting violation of equilibrium. So in order to maintain equilibrium, that much amount of water vapor must be evaporated from a water body. That is why, friends, it demands a latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization at SCDS is not supplying by your liquid body, it is coming from moist air. So moist air is supplying latent heat requirement due to its higher temperature, because T is greater than TW. And friends, here we have a higher concentration of water vapor. So water vapor is moving from this side to this side. So a certain amount of water vapor is constantly moving. The same amount of water vapor is evaporating. Remember, certain amount of water vapor is moving from this region to this region, and same amount of water vapor is adding to this place to maintain equilibrium at the surface and the water body at TW temperature. Dekhna, the amount of heat required for vapor transfer, just here we have calculated, this is the amount of heat required per unit time for vapor movement. So we need to calculate molar flux rate, molar flux. Okay, so friends, here we have n dot WB, molar flux of water vapor. Because water vapor is moving from high concentration to low concentration. So this is molar flux of water vapor. Its unit kilomole per second per meter square. If you multiply this expression with area of the wick, because from total area of the wick, water vapor is transferring from surface to unsaturated moist air. So this is total area of wick. Okay, this is total area of wick. If you multiply total area of wick with this term molar flux, we will get kg mole per second. That is mole transfer rate. This is kg mole per second. Friends, if you further multiply molecular weight of water vapor, the unit of molecular weight of water vapor is kg per k mole. So here we have, after multiplying with a to this term, here we have k mole per second, and after multiplication with this, we have kg per second, because we require amount of vapor which is moving due to concentration difference, and equal amount of vapor is evaporating from a liquid water body in our weighted wick. Remember this concept. This is concept. Due to concentration difference, a certain amount of water vapor is moving. Okay, and friends, if certain amount of water vapor moves from this region, we are getting violation of equilibrium between liquid body and the vapor at its surface. In order to maintain that equilibrium, it is requirement to add a water vapor at this place. Here we have a water body. This water body will provide immediate vapor requirement to maintain equilibrium at this place. So friends, convection mass transfer, this is a way of, this is mode of convection mass transfer. So friends, here mass transfer due to concentration gradient, due to concentration difference is also equal to evaporation rate. So that friends, with the help of mass transfer, we can find kg of water vapor, kg of water vapor which is moving from this region to this region, or same amount of water vapor is evaporating. If we have a kg of water vapor moving from this place to this place, or same a kg of water vapor evaporated from a liquid body, we can find heat requirement. We can find heat requirement. We can find heat by multiplying with Lacan heat of vaporization. So finally, this is kg per second, kg of water vapor that is evaporating. And friends, we have obtained this expression by using concept of mass transfer. Same amount of water vapor is evaporating as that of mass transfer, because all the time equilibrium at the surface is maintained. It means a proper amount of water vapor is required. If water vapor is moving, it means liquid body is adding same amount of water vapor. So this is kg per second water evaporated from a water body, and this is the latent heat of vaporization at the temperature of water body. Temperature of the water body at HCG is vapor temperature. So friends, here latent heat of vaporization is taken at vapor. This is one way to calculate heat requirement, and this heat requirement is satisfied by convective mode of heat transfer from entering air to moist air at the surface of wetted weak. बोलो या wetted weak, कुछ नहीं पता है. Moist air, convective heat transfer between entering moist air and wetted weak, कोई problem नहीं है. And wetted weak, wetted weak में जाएगा heat transfer होगा, क्योंकि वहां से liquid को evaporate करना है. Okay, friends, we can write mass transfer coefficient, surface area, temperature of entering moist air and temperature of wetted weak. Plus, we have completed. It's all concept. Now we try to find this expression only. This is complete equation, and after simplification, we'll get a beautiful result, which is very important for our getting examination. Just I am going to simplify this relation. This is only one equation which is based on heat balance at a steady state. So friends, the next step is to explain this molar flux, and we will put the value of molar flux here in this equation, and we will get a beautiful final result. Okay, now we try to find water vapor, molar flux of water vapor. Friends, here we are getting mass transfer by convection mode. Here bulk fluid movement is involved because air is flowing over the wetted weak, flowing over the surface of weak. So here mass transfer is also taking place due to convection mode of mass transfer. And similar expression we have K mole fraction at surface, and friends, I am representing by W. W is representing, I am finding mole fraction of water vapor at the surface of wetted weak minus mole fraction of water vapor in the moist air, entering moist air. This is expression for the mole flux. And similarly, we have expression for heat flux by convection H T minus T minus T. Okay, this is a way. And if we write simply heat transfer rate, then we put here Q dot upon H. This is called heat flux. Heat flux, and this will take form like this: T minus T. Okay. So confused now? I am just writing in the similar fashion for the mole flux, molar flux. Okay. So friends, here K is mass transfer coefficient, similar to H, mass transfer, inner mass transfer. Mass transfer coefficient, mass transfer coefficient. ओके, ये मास ट्रांसफर कोएफिशिएंट है मित्र, इसकी यूनिट बड़ा सिंपल है, इसकी कोई यूनिट है नहीं, सो यूनिट ऑफ K इज सिमिलर टू यूनिट ऑफ दिस, K मोल पर सेकेंड पर मीटर स्क्वायर. ओके, per second per meter square. YW, mole fraction of water vapor, mole fraction of water vapor at the surface of wetted wick, at the surface of wetted wick, because friends here we have gradient of mole fraction. Mole fraction at the surface is different. Mole fraction of the water vapor in unsaturated entering moisture is also different. So I am specifying mole fraction concentration by using mole fraction. Mole fraction is a way to define concentration of a species. Here species is water vapor, and we have two different regions in which species have different mole fraction, different concentration. So this is a way to define concentration of water vapor in different regions. So I am using mole fraction to define concentration. Okay, this is mole fraction of water vapor, and due to this mole fraction difference, water vapor is moving from surface to unsaturated entering moisture. Okay, and due to this, evaporation is constantly taking place in order to make a equilibrium at the surface corresponding to TW temperature, because every water body has equilibrium relation with its surface, but here equilibrium is violated due to bhukha, thirsty, unsaturated entering moisture. This is distorting equilibrium at the surface of the water body. If equilibrium is disturbed because some amount of water vapor is moving constantly from surface to entering moisture, so at the same time evaporation is also taking place. तो इसी से हमारा जो है इवोपरेशन भी पता चल गया कि इस रेट से इवोपरेशन हो रहा है. इसी में हमने एरिया से मल्टीप्लाई किया, मोलिकुलर वेट से मल्टीप्लाई किया, तो केजी पर सेकंड हमें वाटर इवोपरेटेड पता चल गया. लेटर नीचे मल्टीप्लाई किया तो किलो जूल हमारा जो टोटल निकल गया हीट रिक्वायरमेंट टू इवोपरेट, एंड दिस इज सैटिस्फाइड बाय कन्वेक्शन मोड ऑफ हीट ट्रांसफर. सो दिस इज मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेपर, मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेपर. आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे ना, कुछ तो सोच रहे होंगे ना. थोड़ी देर पहले खतरनाक पढ़ा रहा था टेम्पी, इधर भी चल रहा है डेंजर, ऐसा ऐसा सोच रहे होंगे ना. नहीं सोचिएगा, नहीं सोचिएगा. स्टूडेंट्स आर कमिंग गोइंग. ओह नाइस. सो मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेपर एट मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेपर इन एंटरिंग अनसैचुरेटेड. इतना इंटरेस्टिंग हम लोग का पढ़ाई है. Entering unsaturated moisture, and due to this mole fraction difference, mass transfer is taking place from surface to unsaturated moisture. Okay, friends, where to find mole fraction per kg? Everything we will find in psychometry per kg of dry air. So friends, we are trying to find mole fraction per kg of dry air, mole fraction of water vapor per kg of dry air. Okay, so here this is mole fraction of water vapor, mole of water vapor in 1 kg dry air. Omega kg of water vapor is available in 1 kg dry air. Omega kg water vapor is available, and if we divide kg of water vapor by its molecular weight. This is number of k mole of water vapor. This is a mole of water vapor, and friends, the total mole of mixture is, we are taking 1 kg dry air. So 1 kg dry air divided by molecular weight of dry air. This is k mole of 1 kg dry air plus k mole of water vapor. This is total mole and this is mole of individual species. This is a way to calculate mole fraction. Suppose friends, here we have a mixture of two gas X1 and X2. Two gases 1 and 2, and they have X1 and X2 number of moles in this mixture. So mole fraction of species 1 is number of mole of species 1 divided by total number of mole of mixture X1 plus X2. Okay, so that I am writing here also in the same way. Everything in psychometry we define for 1 kg of dry air. 1 kg dry air contains omega kg water vapor. This is a mixture for 1 kg dry air. 1 kg dry air contains omega kg water vapor because moist air is having a specific humidity of omega, that is the omega kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. If you take 1 kg of dry air in order to calculate mole fraction of water vapor, because in psychometry we define terms per kg of dry air, so here I am taking 1 kg of dry air, and 1 kg of dry air is having omega kg of water vapor. So a number of moles of water vapor is omega. This is the kg of water vapor with 1 kg of dry air. So kg of water vapor upon molecular weight of water vapor. This is a mole of individual water vapor and divided by total mole of this mixture. I am taking 1 kg dry air and omega kg water vapor. So friends, 1 kg dry air divided by molecular weight of dry air. This is number of mole of dry air, and this is number of mole of water. This total moles of 1 kg dry air with its content is water vapor. So here friends, we have calculated mole fraction of water vapor per kg dry air. Okay, this is mole fraction of water vapor per kg of dry air. This is mole fraction of water vapor मोल फ्रैक्शन। कितना भी डिफिकल्ट हो चिंता ना करना, मैं हूं ना। आज भाई शाहरुख खान नहीं हूं मेरे भाई, मैं हूं। मोल फ्रैक्शन ऑफ वाटर वेपर, अभी शाहरुख खान का भी मैं यूज करने वाला हूं साउंड। वो इज डिफाइनिंग रेडियस ऑफ इंसुलेशन, क्रिटिकल रेडियस ऑफ इंसुलेशन। क्रिटिकल रेडियस ऑफ इंसुलेशन इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय आरसी। ओके, आरसी इज K upon H. This is conductivity, thermal conductivity, and this is heat transfer coefficient, convective heat transfer coefficient. RC is equal to K upon H. This is critical radius of insulation for cylinder. And friends, RC is equal to 2K upon H. This is critical radius of insulation for a sphere. So friends, we will use voice of actor Shahrukh Khan, Bollywood actor Shahrukh Khan. एक बार आप लोग एक मूवी देखे होंगे जिसमें किरण बोलता है ना, हंसता भी है, गोट की साउंड आती है उसके हंसी में। तो एक बार आप जो है ना बकरी जैसा बोल दीजिए, वन टाइम। दिस इज वन टाइम खान। दो बार आप बोल दिए, टू टाइम्स खान। चलिए टू टाइम्स खान, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? क्रिटिकल रेडियस ऑफ इंसुलेशन फॉर स्फीयर। वन टाइम खान, क्रिटिकल रेडियस ऑफ इंसुलेशन फॉर cylinder. So this is trick to remember critical radius of insulation for cylinder and sphere. Okay, one time goat sound, two times goat sound, and I am relating sound of goat with Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan. इस वीडियो का भेजना मत. Actually, sound is matching. The sound is matching, and sound of Shah Rukh Khan is very important to remember. These two important formula for our GATE examination. Okay, if you are aware with Shah Rukh Khan sound, then friends, definitely you will get 2 marks if this question based on critical radius of insulation comes in your GATE examination. Okay. इतना तो बहुत चीज मिलेगा यहाँ पर. So friends, here mole fraction of water vapor continuously students are living. So mole fraction of water vapor per kg of dry air. Per kg of dry air and its vapor content. Per kg of dry air and its vapor content. And we know 1 kg of dry air contains omega kg of water vapor from the unit of specific humidity of mass air. Water vapor per kg of dry air. Omega is water vapor kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. Omega is kg of water vapor per kg of dry air. It means if 1 kg of dry air, omega kg of water vapor is available. If mass air is having humidity of omega. Mole fraction of water vapor per kg of dry air and its vapor content. Friends, omega is very small, so we can write approximate and simple result for mole fraction of water vapor. Omega upon molecular weight of water vapor upon molecular weight of dry air. इसको मैंने इसके रेस्पेक्ट में नेग्लेक्ट कर दिया है. Okay, this term is neglected, and we are not neglecting term related with omega in numerator, otherwise it becomes 0. I am neglecting here because this is not adding huge value to mole kg mole of dry air, because kg mole of dry air is large enough. Okay, and we can neglect this term without performing much error. Okay, so friends, this is a simple expression for mole fraction of water vapor. And friends, here we have 2 reasons where mole fraction of water vapor are different. So we can find mole fraction of water vapor at the surface of weighted weak, and it is represented by YW. Mole fraction of water vapor at the surface of weighted weak. We use a specific humidity of moist air at the surface of weak. केवल वहाँ वेपर ही नहीं है, एयर भी है, but वो एयर सैचुरेटेड है at the surface. Moist air is saturated, that is moist air is containing its maximum vapor containing capacity. Okay, so friends, here at the surface of weighted weak we are finding mole fraction of water vapor, so we will use a specific humidity of water vapor at the surface of weighted weak, and this is a specific humidity of water vapor at the surface of weighted weak upon molecular weight of water into molecular weight of dry air. Dry air is same everywhere. So this is a simple expression. Friends, we need to write n dot water vapor, molar flux of water vapor, molar flux of water vapor, K, mole fraction of water vapor at weighted weak, mole fraction of water vapor in moist air, entering moist air. Okay, K, this is expression for mole fraction of water vapor at weighted weak. And friends, these 2 terms are common in these 2 mole fractions. Okay, so I am taking common. minus this molecular weight of dry air upon molecular weight of water vapor. Okay, now we have completed. Friends, latent heat of vaporization, because you have water vapor is flowing, so per unit time is important. In case of flowing system, molecular weight of water vapor, molar flux of water vapor, air area of weighted wick into latent heat of vaporization at weighted wick temperature. Reference temperature is weight bulb temperature. So I am taking latent heat of vaporization at weight bulb temperature. That is the temperature of weighted wick. Okay, so this is kg kilojoule per second latent heat requirement. And friends, this is satisfied by convection mode of heat transfer. Entering moisture is higher temperature and the surface is at lower temperature, that is at weight bulb temperature. Molecular weight of water vapor into, already we have simplified, molar flux K, the specific humidity of moist air at the surface of weighted wick, minus the specific humidity of moist air entering moist air into molecular weight of dry air divided by molecular weight of water vapor into A into latent heat of vaporization at weight bulb temperature is equal to HA T minus TW. A cancel हो गए, molecular weight of water vapor, molecular of water vapor ये भी cancel हो गए. And finally we have expression like omega minus omega at weight bulb temperature or at the surface of weighted wick divided by T minus weight bulb temperature is equal to minus, अब इसको अरेंज करना है, minus H upon molecular weight of dry air. देखते रहना, कुछ छूटे नहीं, divided by lambda, कुछ और छूट तो नहीं रहा, K is missing. Finally we have final expression like this. Dear student, this is final result. This is final result. This term is called psychrometric ratio, and already we have a question in our GATE examination from this expression, and many students are confused about this molecular weight. क्या हमें वाटर वेपर का मोलेकुलर वेट लेना है कि ड्राई एयर का? सब कंफ्यूज है, गलत गलत सब लिया भी है भाई संजय. साइक्रोमेट्रिक रेशियो, साइक्रो PSY, साइक्रोमेट्रिक रेशियो, इसलिए मैं यहाँ कोई कंफ्यूजन ही नहीं रह दिया. साइक्रोमेट्रिक रेशियो H upon molecular weight of dry air into mass transfer coefficient. This is psychometric ratio. Okay. So friends, here we have a beautiful relationship. If we compare this result with adiabatic saturation temperature, adiabatic saturation temperature measurement produces adiabatic saturation temperature measurement produces omega minus omega s upon T minus Ts is equal to minus humid heat upon latent heat of vaporization at saturation temperature. And wet bulb temperature measurement produces wet bulb temperature produces omega minus omega at wet bulb temperature, that is at the surface of wetted wick, minus T minus wet bulb temperature is equal to psychometric ratio minus H upon molecular weight of dry air into mass transfer coefficient divided by lambda water. Okay. This is regulation. And friends, here we are getting similarity. Another experiment tells humid heat CS, humid heat CS lies between 0.96 to 1.005 kilojoule per kg of dry air per Kelvin. And friends, psychometric ratio is approximately equal to 1.005 kilojoule per kg of dry air per Kelvin. Psychometric ratio lies between 0.96 to 1.005. Okay, friends, न्यूमरेटर ऑलमोस्ट जो है ना सेम ही है. ओके, एंड अगर हम दोनों को ये सेम कर लिए, इफ सैचुरेशन टेम्परेचर एंड वेट बल्ब टेम्परेचर बोथ आर इक्वल, this both are depending upon level of unsaturation. Okay, तो फ्रेंड्स अकॉर्डिंगली वैसे ही वाटर बॉडी टेम्परेचर लेगा, उसके अकॉर्डिंग ये डिफाइन होगा. तो यहाँ से तो ऑलमोस्ट ये भी सेम ही रहता है, ऊपर वाला भी लगभग सेम ही हो गया. तो कभी कभी एक दूसरे की जगह पर ये यूज हो जाते हैं, रीजन यही है. एक्सपेरिमेंट tells these results. Okay, humid heat and psychometric ratio, they are almost equal. So in most of the cases, adiabatic saturation line on psychometric chart. Next one more session is for psychometric chart. So adiabatic saturation line in a psychometric chart can be used for wet bulb temperature line. Okay, or wet bulb temperature measurement. Later we will see after development of psychometric chart. So friends, adiabatic saturation line in psychometric chart, is used for wet bulb temperature measurement. Wet bulb टेम्परेचर मेजरमेंट। Okay, this is conclusion of having seen the humid heat and psychometric ratio. Conclusion or only for moist air. Conclusion only for moist air. Yes, केवल इसी के लिए होता, अदरवाइज किसी अदर के लिए बात नहीं करेंगे. So friends, we have completed a beautiful concept of wet bulb temperature measurement and the apparatus used for wet bulb temperature measurement. Okay, so this is a good topic for today's live session and we are completed. So in the morning session, we will take one more live session to develop psychometric chart. Okay, and after development of psychometric chart, we will be ready for live test. Okay, so friends, this is last session. Sorry, this is the end of session and आप लोग जो है ना नोटबुक प्रिपेयर करिए और थियरी को एक बार जो है ना रिवाइज करिए. ओके.